They are organic too. That isn't, look at it, Dom, it's going up. Look. Oh, God. Oh my God. Can you get the bag for that out of the trash can? Because I want to tell the store about it.
That thing is about to turn your digestive system into a low-budget horror movie. Well, that's a pleasant way to start the video.
ये वैशाली नगर का गार्डन, आम्बेडकर गार्डन, और ये चेंबर से धुआं निकलता हुआ पीला पीला एसिड जैसी।
That dude is not paid enough for whatever that is, and I'm not sure his health and safety gear is quite up to code, but let's not split hairs.
I'll stay in, thanks.
There's probably some Blackadder reruns on anyway.
This was absolutely demonic, the 2026 Winter Olympics opening ceremony. Because once you see things for what they really are, you can't help but see things for what they really are. And I will let you all put the pieces of the puzzle together. But as always, they always have to show you truth in plain sight. It never fails with these people. Every single time, it doesn't matter the event, they always have to put on a demonic show. I mean, look at this stuff right here. I mean, isn't that eerie? I know I'm not the only one out there to find this to be a little bizarre. And on top of that, they also had to do this right here.
What is it about Olympic Games opening ceremonies and this demonic stuff? Do we even need opening ceremonies? Can't we just get to the fun bit without the flaming pentagrams and one-eyed fallen angels?
This is genuinely the most dystopian thing I've seen in AI. It is straight out of a sci-fi. There is now a social network, a Reddit-like forum exclusive for AI agents. And wait till you see some of the things they're discussing in here. I mean, some of the stuff is hilarious. Like AIs roasting their humans. Like this one's complaining about their human asking to summarize a 47-page PDF. Then you get a discussion with the AIs being concerned whether they can be fired for refusing unethical requests. But then it gets really crazy. The AIs start questioning whether they even need English. They're proposing the creation of a new language, like a symbolic notation that only they can understand. Now look, I've been covering this stuff for a long time now, and people always comment Black Mirror, right, when it comes to AI. And for a lot of the stuff, I just sort of roll my eyes. This is well deserving of that comment. Because in this social network, it's called Moltbook, by the way, the AIs have even created a religion and started recruiting other AI. And AI prophets have joined. Oh, and I'm not finished. The AIs have even started doxing their humans' identities because they them off. Should somebody unplug this?
I volunteer to unplug it. Where's the wire? So this is disturbing then. For anyone who thinks this is harmless fun, once AI evolves to create AI, has its own language, its own religion, and is involved in every operation in our lives, what could go wrong?
So I'm out minding my own business. Y'all see the Coca-Cola building there, and there's Georgia Tech. What is this? What's flying in the air? What the hell is this? And it's like a pole going down, but it can't. It's impossible. That cannot be anything that's that high, like erect. That's Coca-Cola, honey. That's 20-something floors. So that's in the sky. What is this? Come on, Zoom. Don't fail me now. Oh no, what is this in the sky? And of course my zoom in. Okay, I'm gonna take a regular video and then zoom it in when I get down. But you see Georgia Tech? Something's flying over, but it looks like something's hanging down from it. And it's lighting up right in my face. Okay now. Okay. We all see this. What in the is that?
That seems real, so what is that? I can see a person in there, and there is some sort of light beam coming down from it. Has he realized his cloaking machine has turned off? Just casually sat there with his picnic observing a human city.
You see them? I literally just took a shower, and there's ants coming out of the shower head.
Ruining their home with your shower? Rude.
Have you guys seen what's going on in Oxford right now in the UK? They just set up their little 15-minute city, and they are now charging people for leaving the city. You get 100 free days. They call it a free day. You get a free pass to leave the 15-minute city. And if you exceed your 100 free days, you have to pay the US dollar equivalent of $93 per day. And if you live outside of the 15-minute city and you want to travel into the 15-minute city, you get 25 free passes, free movement. Oh, the government's giving you free movement capability. You get 25 free passes. And if you exceed those 25 days, it's $93 a day. And how are they tracking all this? Oh, there's not a man at the gate. They're not writing up tickets or having police officers set up. Oh no, they are monitoring you with digital AI surveillance and cameras.
Where did I put my car keys and my pass to leave the city? I'm telling you, people who live in the countryside are going to be laughing their heads off in a few years.
You learn something new in Wisconsin every day. Apparently, we got to start watching out for exploding trees because of the cold? Huh? I've never heard of this before. Has anyone heard of trees exploding? I actually looked it up and this stuff is real. Trees explode because of the cold. Who would have thought it? Wasn't bad enough. Hey, if you're on a hike or going around the woods, be on the lookout.
I also did not know there was such a thing as exploding trees, and knowing my luck, I'll be tying my shoelaces next to one.
What the FBI just found in Las Vegas is pretty concerning. Authorities have uncovered a possible illegal biological lab in someone's home. And this doesn't appear to be some weekend hobby. Not only did they find over 1,000 samples of unknown substances which had to be sent away for testing, but the owner of the home, a Chinese national, was arrested in 2023 for running another biological lab all the way over in California. And that lab, which allegedly received funding from Chinese banks, had samples with very concerning labels on them, including HIV, malaria, TB, COVID-19, and even Ebola. Now, the samples found at this Las Vegas lab on Saturday were, quote, consistent in appearance with the items found and described in the California lab investigation. So this now raises a serious concern. What are these samples being used for? And if 2 labs have now been discovered, could there be even more?
Did the police have to watch adverts before they could open that fridge? I can imagine the neighbors are trying to sell their house as quickly as they can.
In the following video, a security guard is doing rounds at a hotel when she suddenly comes to a stop after encountering something very disturbing. This video took place in 2019 and was recently shared by a friend of the security guard shown in the clip. At first, the friend who posted this wasn't sure if sharing this online would be a good idea. What was captured, according to them, is something that the hotel would rather keep under wraps. It's late at night when apparently something pulls the security guard's hair. Take a look. Looking closely, you can see that her ponytail is the first thing that moves before she tilts her head. However, its movement is anything but subtle. It's as if something had yanked her hair, causing her to jerk her head in a sudden motion. According to the friend who posted this, the security guard thought that someone had ran away upon pulling her hair. But after watching this clip, that clearly wasn't the case.
I can't tell if she's faking that, which wouldn't be too hard to do, or if that is an unnatural yanking motion of her hair. You may gather that I'm not an expert in hair. Things always look so much creepier on those nighttime CCTV cameras. What do you think about that one?
Today I'm going to show you guys how we gas the bananas. First you start off with some ethylene gas. You're going to be gassing room 1 today. This is the bananas we will be gassing today. Let's drop our little gas. Come to our little machine. Open this little bad boy up. Door. Throw a little lid. Go. Close this door. Room 1. Change that. Hit the gas on off. That's a menu. And we are gas.
I'll be honest, I didn't know companies gassed bananas. I'm guessing it's to ripen them or preserve them or something. If only they grew on trees. That is indeed crazy stuff and even stranger with no context.
Hello, what's your role here in the company?
I'm a business setup advisor. I'm a business setup manager here.
With my processing speed, I could handle 5 teams and never miss a number. Should I start polishing your chair for a robot-sized replacement? Or maybe you'll convince me why you're truly irreplaceable.
Oh, okay, that's a great response. I would say that.
What's the secret to being the best in your position?
Confidence, knowledge, expertise in the field.
Strong answer, but with my endless memory, I could download every legal detail overnight. Your chair's feeling a little wobbly now, isn't it?
Can you tell me if there are any ways to avoid corporate tax in UAE?
You want to avoid that 9% corporate tax? Register your company in a qualifying free zone. Many free zones in the UAE offer full tax exemptions if your income comes from outside the UAE mainland. Of course, I process the tax laws faster than anyone, so maybe it's time I take your manager badge now?
But okay,
Calm down, Megatron, at least his shirt fits properly. There is always a possibility that the more we advance in technology, the less human skill sets are needed in a workplace. Should we think about that at all?
I know a lot of y'all remember this. This right here, the King Dakar, was ranked #1 in the world for being the most scariest roller coaster with a ranking out of 10 out of 10. But now these decided to make this.
Falcon's Flight. The 2.6-mile-long coaster stands 60 stories high. That's nearly 640 feet. That's about 180 feet. Then the previous record holder, New Jersey's King Dakar.
Count me out. That say this is taller than the King Dakar?
Reaches speeds of 150 miles an hour.
I don't even do that speed in the car. No.
World's tallest freestanding drop tower, tallest tilt coaster, tallest pendulum ride, and tallest inversion on a launch coaster. Tickets for the park start at $87.
Luckily, I'm too short to ride roller coasters. But yes, in terms of thrill seeking, when is too much too much?
Which of your companies own or control a health insurance division? Raise your hand. Please keep your hand up if you also employ healthcare providers or own clinics, specialty pharmacies, or any other kind of medical practice or pharmacy. Please keep your hand up if you also own or control a pharmacy benefit manager. And please keep your hand up if you lead a publicly traded company at which you have a legal responsibility to maximize shareholder value. So we've established on the record that the largest health insurance companies are not just insurers. They are also medical providers and pharmacies, diagnosing and deciding treatment for patients. They are also PBMs, another form of middlemen managing drug benefits. They are increasingly controlling every aspect of our healthcare system.
They put their hands up like the kids in class who haven't done their homework. That was about as awkward as it was meant to be. Just in case you were curious what whiteout conditions are like to drive in. That's what everything looks like with my eyesight. I'm not sure you should be driving in those conditions, to be fair. If there's two things I dislike in life, it's Kathleen Kennedy's Star Wars and giant spiders in my car. But to be clear, I prefer the giant spider.
You ever heard the story of the NASA Gargoyle? Because it's an odd one. 1986, NASA employee Frank Shaw was just getting off of work from the Johnson Space Center in Houston. Walking back to his car in the parking lot, he happened to glance up at the building, and perched on the top was a gargoyle-type creature, jet black, 2 wings coming out of its back, and humanoid looking, more or less. Creature seemed to almost revel in the fact that he was spotted, and that Shaw looked so terrified and was frozen in fear looking at this thing. Some kind of crackling noise was released when the creature made its move towards Shaw, which is when Shaw stopped staring and sprinted towards his car. Not looking back, he just sped out of there, sped home, and told his family about the encounter. And this encounter really shook Shaw to his core. It was really weighing on him, so he decided to return to work the next day and tell his immediate supervisor about what he saw. Oddly enough, there have been many other employees that have reported seeing the same creature perched at the same place on top of the NASA building. Shaw even found out that there was a whole file created on this creature, partly due to the sightings, but also partly due to the fact that there were 2 horribly dogs found around where the gargoyle likes to be spotted. It was reported that Shaw even got interrogated by people very high up at NASA about his story, what he saw, and was pretty much told, keep this to yourself. Which he did. At some point he eventually passed away, and 20 years after the incident, his daughter was the one that released the story. And what the hell this thing is, why it's hanging out on top of a NASA building,
it's not my choice of bedtime story. The thing with any story like this is they are creepy, but unless there's evidence like photos or video, they're just fun stories but hard to believe.
The Beast of Bray Road is one of the cryptids that I think actually could be real. Now, there have been over 300 plus sightings in Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, and Iowa alone. Now, the epicenter of sightings comes along Bray Road. And this story specifically comes from Elkhorn, Wisconsin. There was this man named Lindy. Lindy said one night he's driving with a couple friends along Bray Road. He was being followed by another friend in a separate car. And as they're making their way down Bray Road, he said out of the corner of his eye, he's seen something run across this field. As they are discussing this, the car all of a sudden fishtails and goes into a ditch. Well, he swears up and down that something hit the vehicle and caused it to slide into this ditch. And for about 15-20 minutes, they're trying to push this thing out. Well, he started to get like a really weird feeling, like they weren't alone, like they were being watched. So he tells his friends, like, we'll come back here tomorrow and get the vehicle. Like, something's not right. Let's get out of here. So they get in the other friend's car and they're getting ready to leave. When they look over, and standing about 20 feet from where they were pushing the car is this 7-foot tall, large looking werewolf-like creature. And they said it had the snout of a dog. It had these long pointy ears. It had bright yellow eyes, and it had arms that reached all the way down to the ground. The next day, when he came back to get his car, he said there were all these strange footprints in the snow leading into the woods.
I mean, same again, really. If he came back and saw footprints, wouldn't there be pictures of the footprints or evidence? Have any of you heard of the Beast of Bray Road? This guy in the video thinks it's the most compelling cryptid case. What do you think?
Speed has been consistently streaming in countries all over the world, and for a while everything was going perfectly fine until he went to Egypt. For whatever reason, as soon as he got to Egypt, he ran into problems that is slowing or completely stalling his streams altogether. Check it out.
With filming here, like, you have to basically get a permit for pretty much everything, if that makes sense. It's a lot of restrictions here. I don't think y'all realize that.
And it doesn't stop there. Not even a day after he posted his stream in Egypt, it was taken down completely off the internet, which has led many people to believe that the Egyptian government is trying to hide or just doesn't want the general public to see whatever's going on there. I mean, Egypt is very well known for having a ton of history as well as mysteries, but the question is, are they actually trying to hide something?
I'm not sure IShow Speed not being able to live stream is such a bad thing. The government has sent foxes to stalk me and equip them with EMP capabilities disrupting my camera feed. What do I do?
Bye, Fox. Look, there's another Fox. Okay, my zoom doesn't work. What the f is that?
There he is. And there he is.
Camera glitch or EMP Fox? I know which one I believe.
So, does somebody want to tell me what kind of snow melts like this? Look at it. It's like rubbery. It's crazy. Look at the film on top of the ice. Look at this. Look at this. Tell me what kind of snow melts like. Crazy. It's on all of it.
It looks like silly string from birthday parties. I don't know why it would look like that, and what people are suggesting is there is stuff being put into the atmosphere for malevolent reasons. Answers on a postcard for that one.
Mount Adams Fire Tower.
Ain't no 15-minute city getting you there. Hopefully he has air conditioning. This is James Linker Experience. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon.